Hi, I'm Maria May from the Casting On Couch, and welcome to my 4-part series on how to create this beautiful Celtic hoodie. It's a full and complete step-by-step guide. See the description for further details and for the written instructions that go with this video series. Welcome to part 2. In part 2, we finalise the sleeves and become really familiar with the Celtic cable repeat. We have already completed the cuff and the sleeve increases as part 1. This project is fully fashioned, meaning you take care of all the shaping, i.e. the increasing and the decreasing within the knitting. There is no sewing. So I can't wait to show you this. Let's begin. So row 1, actually if you note, for my convenience, I'm using 2 circular needles rather than using 1 circular needle with the magic loop from this point. I just find it easier. We're going to begin the row or round by purling 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then knitting 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and next purling 5, just bring these up a bit more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and next knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got 2 purl stitches, 1, 2, and then we knit 4 again, and yarn to the front here. We're purling 2 again, and then knit 4. Now next I want you to purl 5, so I've got 3 stitches there, 1, 2, 3. So that's 4, 5. And then knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2, and to the end we are basically purling 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and knitting 2, 1, 2, so that's purling 4, and knitting 2, 1, 2, so that's our last 2 stitches there. So that's round 1. Now I'm just going to get a marker because I don't want to lose my position here. I know that these 4 stitches just before this little cable here, that's my beginning point. So I'm just going to get a marker. Purling 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a 4 stitch left cross. So what I want you to do is bring 2 stitches onto your cable needle and hold to the front of the work. We're taking the yarn to the back and we're knitting 2 off the left needle. Place the 2 stitches from the cable needle now onto the left needle and we're going to knit those two. So that is a 4-stitch left cross. Next, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do a 3-stitch right purl cross. So slip one onto the cable needle and hold at the back of the work. Knit 2 from the left needle, slip your stitch from your cable needle back onto the left needle, bring the yarn to the front and purl it. Next, we're going to do a 3-stitch left purl cross. So with your cable needle, take 2 stitches and hold them at the front of the work. With the yarn still in front, purl 1 from the left needle, slip the 2 stitches from the cable needle back on and over to the left needle, and with the yarn to the back we can knit them. And we're going to repeat that little cable sequence here a further 2 times. So 3-stitch right purl cross, slip 1 and hold at the back of the work, knit 2 from the left needle, place your stitch from the cable needle onto the left needle, and then bring the yarn to the front to purl that stitch. Now for our 3-stitch left purl cross, slip 2 and hold in the front of the work. Purl 1 from the left needle and then slip 2 onto the left needle so that we can knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. And we're going to repeat that sequence for a 3rd time. So slip the next stitch onto your cable needle and hold at the back, and then I want you to knit 2 stitches from the left needle, slip your stitch from the cable needle over and onto the left needle, and we can purl purl that stitch. So that's our 3-stitch right purl cross. Slip the next 2 stitches onto your cable needle, hold to the front, purl the next stitch, place your 2 stitches back onto the left needle, and we knit them. And now I have got to purl 4, 1, 2, so that would be 3, and that's my 4th purl stitch. And now I want you to do a 4-stitch right cross. So slip 2 onto the cable needle and hold these at the back of the work. I'm taking the yarn to the back and I'm knitting 2 from the left needle. Place your stitches from the cable needle over onto the left needle and knit those 2 stitches. Now I want you to purl 4 and 2-stitch right cross, and you're doing that for 3 sets. So knit the next stitch, or rather knit the 2nd stitch off the left needle first, but we leave it on. We knit the 1st stitch and then we can take both stitches off there. So I've purled 4, 2-stitch right cross. I'm going to purl 4, 2-stitch right cross, purl 4, 2-stitch right cross to the end. So that's my second set, and we end by purling 4, and then 2 stitch right across there. So that's round 2 now completed. So we are purling 4 stitches to begin with, knitting 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're purling 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's bring up some more stitches. Then we knit 2, bring the yarn to the front to purl 2, knit 2, knit another 2, so really that's knit 4, purl 2, 1, 2, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, purl 2, 1, 2, and knit 2, 1, 2. So that's our little cabled section there. And then we're purling 4, 1, 2. So continuing on, that's my 3rd, 4th purl stitch. Then knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we look here, we've got purl 4, knit 2, purl 4, knit 2, purl 4, knit 2. So that's purl 4, knit 2, purl 4, and knit 2, and we end by purling 4, and knitting 2, 1. Now where's my stitch gone? Here it is, look, it's hiding. So knit 2 there. So that's row 3, or round 3 I should say. So round 4, begin by purling 4 and knitting 4. So that's purl 4 and knit 4. Next we have a 3 stitch. No, we don't. We have a purl 3. I beg your pardon. So after knit 4, we have a purl 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we have a 3 stitch right purl cross. So slip 1 onto the cable needle and hold at the back of the work. And then with the yarn to the back, we can knit the next 2 stitches from the left needle. Slip your cable needle stitch over and onto the left needle and bring the yarn to the front and purl that stitch. Next, purl 2, Next we're going to be doing a 4-stitch left cross, so take the next 2 stitches onto your cable needle and hold in the front and knit 2 from the left needle. Slip your stitches back over and onto the left needle and knit those stitches, and then I want you to purl 2, and then we'll repeat that little cabled sequence again. So that's our purl 2, so yarn to the back, 4-stitch left cross. So take the next 2 stitches and hold them to the front and then knit 2 from the left needle. Slip the stitches from your cable needle over and onto the left needle and knit those as well. So that's knit 2, and again we're going to purl 2. Next we're going to do a 3-stitch left purl cross. So we want these 2 stitches here on our cable needle and we want to hold them in the front, and we're going to purl 1, yarn to the back and then knit 2 from the cable needle. And next purl 3, so that's one of my 3. That's 2, and that's our 3rd stitch. Next, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat this 3 times. Purl 4 and then 2-stitch right cross. So knitting the 2nd stitch and then the 1st stitch to do our 2-stitch right cross, and we repeat that to the end of the round. Purl 4, two-stitch right cross, purl 4, and 2-stitch right cross. So that's round 4. Round 5, begin by purling 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, knitting 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 3 purl stitches, 1, 2, 3, knit 2, 1, 2, and here we have another 3 purl stitches, 1, 2, 3, and a knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got purl 2 here, 1, 2, and knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got 3 purl stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a knit 2, and we've got 3 purl stitches here, I believe. That's 1, and that would be 2 and 3. So let's bring up the last portion of the work. So that is our 2nd and 3rd purl stitch, and now we're going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to repeat this 3 times to the end of the round. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then knit 2, 1, 2, and keep going with that to the end. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2, purl 4, and end row 5 by knitting 2. Round 6, we're going to begin by purling 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just rather like row 2, round 2, we do a 4 stitch left cross at these edging cables here. So slip 2 onto a cable needle and hold to the front. Knit 2 from the left needle, and then slip your cable needle stitches over and onto the left needle and knit those. So that's a 4 stitch left cross. And next we purl 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we knit 2 and purl 2, and then we have a 3 stitch right purl cross. So slip 1 onto the cable needle and hold to the back of the work, and then ensuring the yarn's to the back, we can knit 2, 1, 2, and then we place our cable needle stitch back over onto the left needle, and then we purl that stitch. So that's a 3 stitch right purl cross. And now we're going to do a 3 stitch left purl cross. So hold 2 onto your cable needle in the front, purl the next stitch from the left needle, and then place those 2 stitches back over and onto the left needle, and with the yarn to the back we knit those 2 stitches. And we're going to repeat that little sequence again. So 3 stitch right purl cross, slipping 1 stitch and holding in the back, and then knitting the next 2, placing that stitch back over and onto the left needle, and with the yarn being brought to the front we can purl that stitch. Now a 3 stitch left purl cross, so slip 2 onto your cable needle and hold in the front of the work. Next purl 1 from the left needle, and with the yarn to the back we slip those 2 stitches over and onto the left needle so that we can knit those 2 stitches there. 1, 2, and we purl 2 and knit 2. And then we want to purl 3 stitches, so that's 1. That will be my second and third purl stitch there. And now we have a 4 stitch right cross. So slip 2 onto the cable needle and hold in the back, and then knit 2 from the left needle. Slip your stitches from your cable needle over and onto the left needle and knit 2, knit those 2, 1, 2, and we're going to end with 3 sets of purling 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 stitch right cross, and purl 4, two stitch right cross, and ending with purling 4 and 2 stitch right cross. So that's round 6. Round 7, begin by purling 4 and knitting 4. And next purl 3, 1, 2, 3, knit 2, and then we've got purl 2, knit 2, and then we've got purl 2 and knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got purl 2 and knit 2. Purl 2 again, and I'm just bringing up these last few stitches on this first needle. And we're going to knit 2, and then I want you to purl 3, so that's one of the 3. So that's our purl 3 stitches now done, and knit 4, and next we're going to purl 4 and knit 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2, and we're going to repeat that sequence to the end of the round. So we've got 3 sets, purl 4, knit 2, purl 4, and ending with a knit 2. So that's row 7. Round 8, begin by purling 4, and then knitting 4, next purl 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to knit 2 and purl 2, and we'll repeat that twice, and again knit 2, purl 2, and this time we've got 4 stitches here. We're going to do a 4-stitch right cross. So take 2 stitches onto your cable needle and we want to hold them to the back of the work, and knit 2 from the left needle. Slip those stitches from the cable needle back over and onto the left needle and knit 2. So that's our 4-stitch right cross. And now we're going to purl 2, knit 2 twice, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and knit 2, and then we've got purl 3, 1, 2, 3. So let me bring up my second half. So that's 1 purl stitch, that's a second and third, and then we knit 4, and we have 3 sets of purling 4 and then 2 stitch right cross. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 stitch right cross, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 stitch right cross, purl 4, and 2 stitch right cross. So that's row 8. So row 9 is the same as row 7, so we would purl 4, knit 4, and purl 3, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 4, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 3, knit 4, then at the end 3 sets of purl 4, knit 2, purl 4, knit 2, purl 4, knit 2. Round 10, we're going to begin by purling 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a 4-stitch left cross. So take 2 stitches and hold them in the front of the work, knit 2 stitches from the left needle, and then slip your stitches from the cable needle over and onto the left needle and knit those 2. So that's a 4-stitch left cross. Now purl 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to knit 2, purl 2. We're going to do a 3-stitch left purl cross, so slip 2 stitches onto the cable needle and hold in front, and then purl 1 from the left needle and slip those stitches from the cable needle back onto the left needle and knit 2. So that's a 3-stitch left purl cross. And now we're going to do a 3-stitch right purl cross, and then we're going to repeat that little sequence again. So slip 1 onto the cable needle and hold to the back, then knit 2 stitches from the left needle, slip your stitch back over onto the left needle and purl that stitch. So 3-stitch left purl cross again, slip 2 onto the cable needle and hold in the front, purl 1 from the left needle, slip 2 back over and onto the left needle, and then knit those 2 stitches. With your cable needle, place the next stitch onto your cable needle for holding at the back and knit the next 2 stitches. Now place that stitch over and onto the left needle and bring the yarn to the front so that we can purl that stitch. And then purl 2, knit 2, and then we have a purl 3. So that's my 2nd stitch and my 3rd purl stitch. And now we want to do a 4-stitch right cross, so slip 2 onto the cable needle and hold to the back of the work, knit the next 2 from the left needle, slip your cable needle stitches back over onto the left needle and knit those stitches. 1, 2, so that's our 4-stitch right cross. And we're going to end by purling 4, and then once we've purled 4, we can do our 2-stitch right cross, and we want a total of 3 sets at the end there. So purl 4, two-stitch right cross, purl 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and end with a 2-stitch right cross. So that's round 10 for you there. Round 11 is as round 5, so keep maintaining the pattern. Round 12, we're going to begin by purling 4, and next knit 4, and purl 3. do a 3-stitch left purl cross. So take the next 2 stitches onto your cable needle and we're going to hold them in the front of the work, and then I want you to purl 1 from the left needle and then place your 2 stitches back over onto the left needle and knit those 2 stitches there, 1, 2. Next, purl 2, 1, 2, and now we have a 4-stitch left cross and purl 2, repeated twice. So slip 2 stitches onto your cable needle and hold them in the front, and next knit 2, 1, 2. Place your cable needle stitches over and onto the left needle and knit those 2 and purl 2 and repeat that little sequence again. So place the next 2 stitches onto your cable needle and hold in the front of the work and knit the next 2 stitches. Place the 2 stitches from your cable needle onto the left needle and knit those 2 stitches. And then we can purl 2. Next we're going to do a 3-stitch right purl cross. So this time take that stitch and hold to the back of the work, yarn to the back and knit the next 2 stitches from the left needle. Slip the stitch back over and onto the left needle, and then we'll bring the yarn to the front and purl that stitch there. And next purl 3, so that's my first one, and that's my second and third purl stitch. Knit 4, and then purl 4 and 2-stitch right cross. And repeat that for 3 sets. So purl 4, two-stitch right cross, purl 4, and 2-stitch right cross. So that's round 12. Round 13 is the same as round 3. Round 14, purl 4, and then we're going to do a 4-stitch left cross, so taking the next 2 stitches, placing them onto the holder and holding in front of the work, then knit 2 from the left needle and knit your 2 that are held by your cable needle. Next, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do a 3-stitch left purl cross. So slip 2 onto your cable needle and hold in the front, purl 1 from the left needle, slip those 2 stitches back over and onto the left needle and yarn to the back, knit those 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a 3-stitch right purl cross. So with the next stitch on the holder, we want to place that to the back of the work, knit 2 from the left needle, and then place that stitch back over onto the left needle and purl it. Now I want you to repeat that little sequence there 3 times. So 3-stitch left purl cross, slip those 2 stitches and hold them in the front, purl 1 stitch from the left needle there, slip your cable needle stitches over and onto the left needle, and then with the yarn to the back we can knit those 2 stitches. Now we'll do a 3-stitch right purl cross, so slip that purl stitch onto your cable needle and hold to the back, knit 2 from the left needle and slip that stitch back over onto the left needle, and then we can purl that stitch. And next this is our 3rd set, 3-stitch left purl cross, so holding those 2 stitches to the front of the work, purling the next stitch, slipping those stitches back over and onto the left needle, and then knitting those 2. And now 3-stitch right purl cross, so slip the next stitch onto the cable needle and hold at the back, knit 2 from the left needle, and then place your cable needle stitch back over onto the left needle and purl that stitch. And then we've got purl 4, 1, 2. If I bring some more stitches up here, so that's my 3rd and 4th purl stitch now, and we're going to do a 4-stitch right cross at our next cable. So take those 2 stitches and place them at the back of the work, knit the next 2 stitches, and then place your cable needle stitches back over onto the left needle, and then we can knit those 2. And now we end the work by purling 4 and then 2-stitch right cross. So that's 2, 4, 2-stitch right cross, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2-stitch right cross, purl 4, and end the round with 2-stitch right cross. So that's round 14. Round 15 is the same as round 1. Round 16 is the last round of this repeat, so begin by purling 4 and then knit 4, Next, purl 5. So I'm just bringing up all my stitches to make it a little bit easier there. So purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we've got 2 sets of this, so 4 stitch right cross, purl 2. So slip 2 stitches and place to the back of the work on your cable needle, and then I want you to knit 2. Place those cable needle stitches back over onto the left needle and knit those 2 stitches. And purl 2. And then let's repeat that little sequence again. So 4 stitch right cross, take 2 stitches and place them to the back of the work. Knit 2. Place your cable needle stitches back over onto the left needle and knit those stitches. Purl 2. And for a third time we're going to do a 4 stitch right cross and followed by a purl 5. So I'm knitting 2 from the left needle, and then the 2 stitches held in the back, place them back onto the left needle and knit those as well. And then we've got our purl 5 here. 1, 2, 3. So carrying on, I've purled 3, that's my 4th, that's my 5th stitch. Next, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat this little sequence 3 times. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 stitch right cross. So we want a total of 3 sets of that, and that takes us to the end of round 16. So 2 stitch right cross, that's my second one in this sequence. Now for my third set, purl 4, two stitch right cross at the end. Repeat rounds 1 to 16 a further time, making 3 Celtic cable repeats so far. Note that the left and right sleeves differ towards the end of the 4th repeat. Now both the sleeves are the same on the 4th repeat up until round 14. Now I'm going to be showing you the left sleeve here, and we're going to work round 15, and it's fairly regular in that we're just following the main pattern and then holding some stitches at the end, but I'll show you the round in full. So we're going to purl 4 and knit 4, and then purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to knit 4 and purl 2 for 2 sets. So that's my knit 4, purl 2, knit 4, purl 2, and again knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, just bringing around some more stitches. So that would be our 5th stitch, and then knit 4, and lastly I'm going to purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to place the next 15 stitches onto a holder, and if you do a stitch count here you'll see we've only got 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So that means we need to borrow the first stitch. So place all these onto a holder. I'm using this circular needle here. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then not only are those 14 stitches going to be held, we need the first stitch here to make it 15. So we've got a total of 15 stitches on hold, and I'm just going to leave them on hold till we need them much later on in the work. So now the left sleeve is ready for joining with the back panel. We just need to sort out the right sleeve in a similar way. To achieve the right sleeve, work rounds 1 to 15 of the main cable pattern, and round 16 will be a setup round in order that we may incorporate it with the back. Now we work the majority of the stitches in the usual way. I'm going to show you this row in full so that you can see exactly what happens. So we're purling 4 to begin with, and then knitting 4, purling 5, next we need to do a 4th stitch right cross, so slip 2 onto your cable needle, and we want to hold those to the back, and then with the yarn to the back knit 2, and then knit those stitches from your cable needle. And purl 2, and we're going to repeat that little cable sequence again. So slip the first 2 stitches onto the cable needle and hold at the back of the work, and knit 2. Then slip those stitches back onto the left needle, and then we can knit those. And purl 2, and then we repeat that again, 4th stitch right cross, so taking 2 stitches onto the cable needle and holding at the back, and then knitting 2, slipping those stitches back over onto the left needle and knitting them. And then purling 5. Next, knit 4, purl 2, and then slip 1. And next we want to get the next 15 stitches, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. We want to place those onto a holder. Now I'm just going to use another circular needle holder to do this job, and we'll reserve those stitches for later. And once that's done, we are ready to merge the sleeves in with the provisional cast on that we've done. So that's the right sleeve there.